I've been a dungeon master for the last 2 years for a campaign that runs weekly, and I'm going to get you up to speed on what my party's been up to. The party's called the Sunchasers. The campaign's called the Endless Night. And let's get into what my players have done this past month or so. Sunchasers sought after a group of bandits named the Vorgraph's Cavalcade, raiders and black knives, camping out on the outskirts of town, allegedly. Camping and operating in and around the Jagged Path, preventing and causing issues with travel, extorting people. You know the drill. The party made their way westward, following the Jagged Path, which brought them down deeper into the Underdark, where below the cavern plummeted and expanded further than the eye or light could see and or illuminate. A menor and pack of beasts came upon the party, and upon defending themselves, the survivors fled, leaving the party confused, ultimately leading them back to the Three Kings. But before they left, upon hearing a rumor of a suspicious camp on the outskirts of town from a strange magical man named Bran, an alleged wizard of the illusionist domain. This is actually one of our players, so this is his new character, and this is the kind of the easiest way to rope him into the campaign. His name is Bran. He is a wizard of the Illusion School. I am very excited to see how this plays out, especially since my party lacks casters, so this should be nice. Upon heeding these alleged magical man's request, the party did investigate and found in one of these tents that were in a horseshoe pattern a cone of amber with a wand in the middle of it and lightning merging and then bolting to the ground. On a DC 20 investigation check, I think it was either investigation or arcana, they could discern the cone's magical properties or what it's doing. They failed both. So, with that being said, they decided the only logical solution was to burn the camp down and try to smoke whoever was inside out. On a DC 20 perception check, they could see shadows inside, and that they did succeed. On everything else, they unfortunately failed. So, with that being said, they got to burning, and like any good town guard would do, they saw a fire on the outskirts of town and immediately sought to put out said fire and found 5 hooies burning and causing a ruckus, and decided to chase after them. A chase ensued, and around 10 minutes passed, and thankfully our wizard showed off his worth to the party, making some illusory terrain and keeping detection at bay. Some time passed, and my party, the Sunchasers, begrudgingly walked back to town in the Underdark, in the wee hours of the Underdark. All hours are wee in the Underdark, because it's dark. But, imagine some bioluminescent fungi and some glowing crystals, just a little bit more dim. So they got back to the burnished barrel, had a night of sleep, and decided to pick up in the morning. In the morning, the party managed to corral their hireling. They hired a level 5 cleric to join their party. There was a pool of people that they could have hired because they held interviews for the party, and they chose the cleric. Go figure, they don't have a cleric, so it kind of makes sense. So the cleric, then set out on their adventure to go on their original quest, which was to actually go clear out a mine for the Blackmoors. This is still a side objective to their main quest of going and clearing the rock gardens, reuniting the druidic circle of the area. But with the need of coin for magical items that they do want, they took this quest for the Blackmoors. So setting out westward on the same trajectory and same path that they went previously looking for the bandits, they set out. Around 5 hours passed, and it is around now that they found the bandits that they originally were looking for. However, they did it in an auspicious state. Currently, the party is suspended halfway in the middle of a rope bridge. 2 bandits flank on either end. They failed to passive perception checks on trying to detect them, and there are bandits littering the underside of it with knives in their mouth. They were being extorted. Not a hefty sum. Well, if you're a commoner in this world, it is a hefty sum. 10 gold pieces to pass per individual. The party, not one to be extorted, our party's face, Lafir, decided to try to teleport and bridge the gap to this bandit leader. But, sensing the hostile intent, he cut one of the ropes suspending the bridge, and the entire bridge listed. A pseudo Mexican standoff issued. Nobody daring to make a move. The bandit leader, poised and ready to strike the other rope on the other end to let the bridge fall. No one moved for a second, 2, 3, and then our 11 intelligence fighter decided to throw a rock at the king because he's a rune knight. Throwing said rock, he cuts the other side of the bridge. The party falls. The bridge falls. The entire party is suspended, animated, and then falls. But those on the underside of the bridge seemingly fall slower. And with that, combat began. This combat did go on for 2 sessions. It's around a medium encounter. They get around 500 gold pieces for killing the captain, and then if they collect his head, they get another 800 gold pieces for the bounty to slay him and his kin. Along with that, there is also a healing potion on his body with a map to what seems to be a hideout. It just says base location somewhere in the Grand Reef, and some scribbles on where to go. So, which is already where the party has to go in order to clear out the Blackmore mine. So it seems like they're heading in the right direction. Things to note that also happened in this encounter. Unfortunately, for Bran, he got robbed. I had him hide his gold pouch because the bandits' intent wasn't to kill, it was to rob. They don't want to take life, they want your money. So 2 of them decided to pilfer Bran's pockets, and on a percentile dice, they took 81% of his wealth, unfortunately. I was going to do that for all the players, but the other players succeeded, and we were kind of like in difficult spots for them to get to. So Bran is the only one who got robbed. The bandit leader did die, so the party did get a big payday. This is going to really help them collect coin to go buy stuff at the Three Kings, because magic prices do be kind of expensive. But with that, I'll keep you guys updated on what happens with the Grand Reef. Other than that, stay tuned, be creative, and go play some D&D. Thank you.